Okay, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. So, this is part four of our global application workshops. Part one, two, and three. Well, parts one and two are already on the website. Three will be on the website shortly. In those, we covered US, UK, more destinations abroad, because some of those deadlines do come first. So, in case we have 12th grade parents and students joining, we wanted we wanted to do those first. And this is part four, India. For those of you who may not know who we are Guiding Teens, and our information is cut off in this screen, but it's guidingteens.in, not .I. So you can go there and all the information about us, about how to join our community, it's all there. So it's a long session. I'll get started. We have split this into two parts. The first part is STEM degree entrances and modalities, and part two is all non-STEM. The one big overlap, which is the CUET, which will be covered more in the second section, even though it's applicable for the first section as well. So if you look at the undergraduate admissions process in India, it is broadly divided into these four categories. So uh, the first is profile based, which is a lot of new age universities use this, and a lot of new private universities use this. So that is basically a mix of your academics, some sort of an entrance test, which tends to be more aptitude based than domain specific usually. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second. Oh, I don't know how to get back.
Uh,
Uh, no, sorry, it's just something is hiding in here. Um, Sorry, just give me
that,
a second. No, I know, it was a little off. Can you guys see it?
yeah.
Okay. Um, all right. The second is entrance based, and this is by and large the most popular type, right? So you have all your engineering, medicine, law, um, architecture, all of these tend to be entrance based, where there's a single entrance exam or multiple national level and state level entrance exams, and that's primarily the mode of entry. Then you have the hybrid ones, which are some combination of entrance and merit. So we have listed some examples here, right? It's not just entrance and merit, sorry, it's entrance plus other things. So it could be entrance plus interview, or entrance plus merit plus interview, and so on. And then there are very few, and I think this is certainly a dwindling number, that are just purely merit based. When we say merit, it's your 12th grade board exam results. Okay, so this is a timeline slide, and we'll show this again towards the end once we've gone through some of these. But I think what makes the Indian application space really, really complex is the lack of standardization across domains, across private and public, and so on. And so this is kind of, and this is not even an exhaustive timeline. I mean, this is just sort of a rough timeline. They are color coded, so for example, the liberal arts and sciences ones start typically in October, November, but they do go on pretty much all the way till sometimes June, July. And so this is somewhat of a timeline, but you can get a sense it's a very, very long process. The components of most entrance exams, and not all will have all, of course, but you know, the big ones like NEET, like JEE, do tend to be very not domain specific, but very subject specific. The other entrance exams have some combinations of these, and we'll go into details, so I won't dwell too much on this. Okay, so the first category, like I said, the first half of this will be STEM degrees, and we'll start. So these are the big STEM entrance exams. So if you look at the levels, you have national level exams like JEE, CUET, NEET, and NATA, state level exams, and then, of course, certain institute level exams. And the common test components for most STEM exams are, of course, the STEM subjects: physics, chemistry, bio, math, um, uh, maybe CS as an optional one. And then you have some, like architecture, have specific drawing and design related things. And then you have a few, like CUET, which have the general test, and others which have aptitude components. Okay, so engineering, and this is, I think, what most people are already familiar with, but sorry, I'm also trying to manage the waiting room here, so I may pause here and there. So engineering, you have, of course, the big one, which is the JE. JE is split into two levels, mains and advanced. And your mains is used for your non-IIT GFTIs, your government-funded technical institutes like your NITs and triple IITs. And the JE Advanced is for your IITs. And here we've given some snapshot. I obviously won't go through all of it. And then CUET is used by certain, especially places like the Delhi University engineering colleges use the CUET. And the thing to take note of here is that JE Mains is conducted twice a year, JE Advanced and CUET are once a year. And then you have some very popular institute level ones, which are at a national level, right? So you have the BITSAT most famously, and then also some like Manipal, SRM, VIT. And this is just a few examples. Then you have your state level engineering entrance exams, and all the ones shown in this map here are the public ones. So these are the usually the main mode of entry for your state engineering colleges. Karnataka, interestingly, has this consortium of this COMDEC, which is the Consortium of Medical Engineering and Dental Colleges, and those are private universities. And they again have two. So if you're in Karnataka, there are two entrance exams for those. So there's the UGET and the Unigage, and different ones are for different colleges. So that's something to make a note of. In terms of engineering admissions, there are three routes. So one is your national level exams, or in some cases, the SAT, ACT. And while we have not today included the SAT, if you Google Indian universities accepting SAT, the College Board, which is the administrator of the SAT exam, has a pretty exhaustive table of which universities in India accept the SAT and for four different things. So, which universities accept it for, for entrance, which universities accept it only for scholarships, and then there's a couple of other buckets about specifically for their I think the India Scholars Program and things like that. So take a look at that if you're interested in finding out about the SAT route for the Indian universities. The second route is for private, engineering colleges. Some of the new age private universities like Shiv Nadar, and we already mentioned some of the other ones, the more popular ones, the more traditional ones like BITS and Manipal and SRM and so on. But also some of the newer ones do have their own university entrance exam. And then the route three is, of course, the state level exams, as we said. And in all these cases, there is an eligibility, there's a grade requirement for an aggregate grade in your 12th grade. And like we saw, some private universities may have additional components. So Plaksha accepts the JEE mains, but also will have an interview added on to it, and so does Shivnadar and others as well. Um, okay, so the next category is architecture and design. Now, for architecture, there are basically three routes, right? So IIT architecture is its own beast, and really it is a beast because not only do you have to clear JEE mains, paper one, which is so JEE mains has paper one, which is for engineering, and paper two, which is for architecture. So for the IITs, so there are three IITs that offer architecture. There's Kharagpur, ITBHU, and Roorkee. Not Roorkee. Sorry, I'm blanking out. There are three of them, and you have to do paper. You have to do JEE mains, qualify for JEE advanced, and also then take the architecture aptitude test. And so the details are laid out in this table. The second route is for NITs and a few other, government-funded institutes where it's basically JEE mains paper two, and that's really it. And then after that, it's the counseling for that. And JEE mains paper two, unlike JEE mains paper one, which is math, physics, chemistry, JEE mains paper two includes math, general aptitude, plus either a drawing test for BARC or a planning test for B plan. And then the third route is for all private institutions, and this is called the NATA. That's the most common one, and that's the primary one. And this is you can take it up to three. You can take up to three attempts. It's conducted every weekend between March and June, and this includes math, general aptitude, and drawing. And there's obviously coaching centers for all of these as well. The next category, of course, is medicine. And this, I think, again, everyone's mostly aware of NEET. So these are some of the logistics. The registration's in Feb, the exam tends to be in May. And then the counseling happens pretty much from June through July, sometimes plus minus, depending on, what's going on, as we saw with the bit of a controversy in the last couple of years. Um, and the sections for this are physics, chemistry, botany, and zoology. So physics, chemistry, and biology are mandatory subjects to take in your 11th and 12th for eligibility to write the NEET. So point in NEET here is that, especially for those of you who may have kids who are in the IB curriculum, taking physics, chemistry, and biology becomes problematic because it is what they call an irregular diploma. So, if you are in an IB school and if you're in 10th, then when you opt for these three subjects, you need to notify the IB board 18 months in advance that you will be taking, your school will have to notify them that you'll be sitting for a irregular diploma. So that's just something to keep in mind. With other boards, you are mostly fine. Can you guys hear me still?
Yes.
We can hear you, Ramya.
Okay, sorry. It's just um okay, and then the courses through NEET, it is not just medicine, but also dental, veterinary, and some of these allied sciences. And also all the Ayush courses. So which is your Ayurveda, Unani, and the SNH, which implies Siddha, yeah, and naturopathy and so on. Um, okay. Then I think this is something that I think I don't know how much people know about. So those were the big ones, really. Now a lot of IITs and we have a whole other bunch of research institutes that all offer non-engineering sciences, and these are some of the courses offered by some of them. So we'll just go through a few of these. So the IITs offer, in addition to the BTech, BE, BR programs, they also offer your BSc, integrated MSc, and some offer dual degree courses. And the selection is, JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. And this is the requirement. And since we've gone through JEE Mains and Advanced, we won't dwell on that. IISc offers your BSc degrees, and the selection is, and apologies, there is no BTech degree there. That was a mistake, a carryover from the previous slide. But the selection process is either JEE Advanced or the I'm so sorry, the slide is entirely messed up, but it's typically the JEE Advanced for IISc as well. ICER, which is the Indian Institute of Science and Education Research, it has these 7 campuses. The one in Pune is sort of the most coveted one usually. And the degree programs they offer are the BS or the dual degree and BTech as well. And the main mode of entry is through the ICER aptitude test, and the details are given here. Now, the thing to note is usually when kids prepare for pretty intensely for the JEE, a lot of these exams are, they do become easily handled by those kids. So from our experience, any kid who is preparing fairly seriously for JEE mains or for JEE in general is able to handle almost all of these exams that we're going to see that we're seeing in these slides. Um, The next one is nicer, which has a single, location. And nicer offers only one program for undergraduates, which is the integrated MSc program. And the exam there is called the NEST. Interestingly, because I used to work in Cambridge school, some of the kids who sat for NEST found that even without even without very intense JE prep, that they were able to handle the NEST test, not easily, but relatively easily, I suppose. Then you have the Indian Statistical Institute. There are three campuses offering undergraduate programs. So they have BSc Statistics, BSc Math, and these are in Kolkata and Bangalore, and a newer one, which is BSc Statistical Data Science, which is offered in these three branches. That one also has an option to do an integrated master's in the fifth year. And here so the selection for the first two is through the the ISI aptitude test. But for the selection for the third one also includes JEE mains and CUET. And again, the timelines for these are similar to, the other engineering and big entrance exams. So it happens in the May, June timeframe, and the results and counseling are in June, July. And then the Chennai Mathematical Institute, similarly, the selection process is through their own entrance exam, the CMIEE. Um, and I think that was it for the. Should we pause for questions? And the CUET, Sapna will cover in her section, because while the CUET UG is for STEM degrees as well, the way the exam is conducted and the overall overview and the details of the exam are same for STEM and non-STEM. So Sapna will cover that in her section. I think we'll pause. And do you guys have any questions about the science, the STEM entrance parts of it? We also here haven't covered the STEM degrees that you can do as part of the liberal arts and sciences colleges, and Sapna will be covering that in the second section towards the end. So
Yeah, so
sorry.
Ramya, there's some questions in the chat box. One was
Yeah,
about,
sorry, I didn't have it open. Yeah.
Vinay asked about the program in Mumbai that is accessible through the NEST. So it's the Department of Atomic Energy Center for Excellence in Basic Sciences program. It's a 5-year integrated MSc program.
Yes. Oh, sorry. So in that I have this. So this is on top. So nicer. If you look on the title of the slide, I forgot to mention that it's also the University of Mumbai Department of Atomic Energy Center of Academic Excellence. Um, I don't have too much information. I know that it's the same NEST program, but we can find out more. I mean, but yes, you're absolutely right. It's this one, UMDAECE, quite a mouthful.
CEBS. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, even though it says
UMDAECEBS.
University of Mumbai, Vinay, when I briefly researched it today, because very honestly, I had only recently come across it too. And it's actually in Nalanda. So I have to research more. So we will get back to you on that one.
Okay. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember seeing on their website quite some time ago, but it doesn't seem to be quite updated with, who are teaching there and so on. While nicer is
Yeah.
updated, but this one there was not much information. So which is why I was asking.
Yeah. No, we'll make a note. And, we also, I think, uh, we will have to find out. Sometimes still we have a student or a parent ask us, it's we just don't know. So um
Can I
DAE.
just also go to the ISI slide for a moment? I'll just take this close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and this
So,
will be on our recorded website. But
okay. Okay. Okay.
and please, I think those of you who took a picture of ICER, please, or IISC, please ignore it, because that slide was my mistake. It was I don't know why it was not right. So we'll fix that. Yeah, and actually, for those of the other parents who don't know, Vinay actually runs, he's very interested in the mathematical part of it because he also runs a very nice organization called Raising a Mathematician, which does some lovely programs for mathematically gifted students. So, please feel free to ping him. He's on our community, and we'll maybe have some sessions later for, that he does as well.
Yeah, we should do that actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
Does CUET exam for DU have quota for Delhi homicile?
I already answered, no, it
Domicile,
doesn't.
sorry, yeah.
So the CUET
Mm.
doesn't have any quotas. Delhi
Mm.
University has a quota only for MBBS and BDS, that section, not for anything else. And they have a couple of quotas for women, but that is not applicable to the regular programs.
Got it. So then, like you said, for medicine, there is this quota there, but could be. Is it safe to say that only
No,
national?
could be, it is there, 85% Delhi domicile for medical colleges.
Oh, okay. So then, the pretty much the only national college that you could apply for in medicine is AIMS, is it? Pretty much, then
Kind of.
everything else is
As
a
far as
statewide.
I know, yes. In terms of government colleges, there are a couple others. I wouldn't know of the names, but I know private colleges, there are many which are like general, which have no domicile
Right.
requirements.
Right.
Yeah.
But government, I think AIMS is probably the only one.
Only one. Because then we are saying that
Yeah.
to do medicine, you broadly are confined to a state level college because I mean AIMS is one route, but within the government colleges, it's either a AIMS route or a state specific medical college. Third could be
Or you can go,
Jipmer is also
yeah,
Jipmer is also government,
national
yeah,
level.
is national, yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Okay,
So
that's the
But yeah,
Pondicherry
you're
one.
right, Puneet. I think for NEET, basically for medicine, because almost every state has the all India quota of 15% and in state of 85%. So your best route is through your state quota. Or yeah, like privates, I guess the deemed universities, right?
Got it.
Where
Got it.
you don't have a state quota as such, but um, yeah.
Because the reputation, Ramya, on that one was like because each of these colleges, they're not like in general IITs or or NITs, which require a lot of name and fame. But in medicine, I think if you were to look at even the state level colleges, maybe they give a good career to kids. It was something that I wasn't too sure of.
I think so. I mean, when I speak to kids in Telangana, because every year in my school, after 10th grade, we would have 50% of kids going off to entrance exam coaching, and many of them ended up in medicine. And when we talk to them, even the small medical colleges, they do get, I think the numbers are such that, there is so much demand for doctors. And so I think the the public colleges do I mean, I think it's a very rigorous, like, I think especially the practical aspects of it, because they see a wide range of, patients and
Yeah.
diseases and things compared to maybe some of the privates. So I think from that standpoint, at least, they seem to have a good experience. Uh, yeah, infrastructure and all, I'm not sure actually.
besides the JIPMER, the armed force medical colleges,
Oh
they
yeah, the
have
AF,
state
yeah,
quotas. The Banaras Hindu universities, because the central university admits students based on overall NEET scores, does not have state
yeah.
quotas. Some more central universities may have a similar system.
Got it.
Yeah. And guys, if there's interest in medicine, because it tends to be its own beast, right? And also I know just because of the numbers, I think these days you have to be at above 94% percentile, above the 94th percentile to get, any merit seat in India in NEET. So we do have people who are more specialized in that area, so we can get a specialized speaker in. But we will need to have some, like, so please put it on the group. We will gauge the interest and we will line up that session because
Yeah,
by
that's a very
by
specialized.
yeah, exactly. And the people we know also cover, there are people who specialize also in like understanding of medicine, studying medicine abroad and all the nitty-gritties and modalities and things to look out for, regions to avoid, kind of universities to avoid and things like that. So again, we're just kind of lining up some of these things, but we would love it if you would put it in the WhatsApp group and we can get the conversation started and
Sure.
line it up. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So I think with that, it's over to you, Sapna.
Yeah, hi. So,
Oh, I'm sorry. This is going very fast. Yeah.
okay. We'll follow a similar pattern to what we did for the STEM section. And I think depending on how many of you have interest, because I don't know how many of you have interest, just let us know if there's a particular field nobody has interest and we can skip over it. So different types of entrance exams at the national level, there's the CLAT, the IELTS, the CUET, the NIFT, UCET, NID, NCHMCT, which is basically the hotel management exam. At the state level, there is so similar law exams in every state, all of that. Then the institute level, there is the symbiosis entrance test. There's a whole range of entrance tests, and we will keep explaining as we go along. We can move. Yeah. So first, we'll start with talking about the CUET. The CUET itself has been changing. So what I say today may no longer hold absolutely true 3 months later. So with that out there, as of now, it offers 37 subjects, which is 13 languages, 23 domain-specific subjects, and one general test. Uh, at the maximum, a child can take 5 test papers, which is 5 domain subjects, and can take a general test, the general aptitude test, and 1 or 2 languages. So that's the what the child can take. They do not need to take 5. They can take up to 5 domain subjects. All test papers are now 50 questions. All have been made compulsory. So till last year, it was not like this. You could leave out, there were 60 questions, you had to do 50, but now they've made it all compulsory. All papers carry a total mark of 250. Correct answer is +5, and there is negative marking of -1. For central, so basically, at least in my school and the people I meet, Delhi University seems to be the biggest reason people take the CUET. If I had to talk about Delhi University, they take the CUET score as it is for making their rankings. The school score, the board score, is only used as for minimum marks requirement. Every university will put their own minimum marks requirement. And sometimes as a tiebreaker, in the rare case that a couple of kids have the same CUET score and there's only 1 seat or 2 seats or whatever the case may be. We can go to the next section. So I'll start with the management entrance exams in India. Almost all management, we can move. All management exams, all management programs have an entrance test of one kind or the other. We'll start by talking about the IIMs, which are offering so there are 2 kinds of programs that IIMs are offering. One is a 5-year integrated program, which is 3-year BA or BBA, and then the MBA part of it. And then there are also now some 4-year programs that a couple of IIMs have started. So these are the basic IIMs that are offering these programs. We've given the names of the exams. As you can see, there are various kinds of exams out there that a kid will need to take for the IIM thing. I don't think so. If there's interest, we can go into details, but for now, we can move on. Just wanted to kind of show you the whole range of programs that IIMs are now offering. So if you look at the IIM Sambalpur, it's offering now a 4-year BS in Management and Public Policy. That's very interesting. So there's a lot of new kind of programs that have come in. There's one in quantitative finance that IIM Amritsar has started. So these are some interesting new stuff that's happened. I've not added IIM Bangalore here because it's not a management program, but they're offering a data science BSc program now, a 4-year data science program, also a 4-year economics program. We can go to the next. Just to kind of give you some idea of how this goes, so the BBA, MBA programs, applications are usually around February and March. The exams are usually held in May and June. some idea about the question breakup, and then selection and the interview. And if you'll see that the weightage given to the score of the exam and the interview varies a lot within the IIMs. So, you can kind of strategize depending on whether a child is a good communicator, not a great communicator, has great board exam marks, does not have good board exam marks. So, those are some of the factors that you can take into consideration to strategize which IIMs may work for a child. We can go to the next. These are some private institutes or independent institutes. So the Xavier's University, the NMIMS, and the Maharashtra SET exam. They call their programs a little differently. So it's in Xavier's calls it BCom Management Studies. NMIMS has many kinds of BBAs. And then the Maharashtra SET, which again, it's BBA, BMS, or BBM. There's a lot of options, different nomenclatures there. Exams are usually held in May and June. The NMIMS exams actually held several times in the year. So they have like 3, 4, 5 rounds that happen. You can also take the exam twice. So there's an option there of retaking the exam. Actually, is it thrice, I think. So you can take the exam again in NMIMS. And then the questions and stuff. Like Ramya said, if for the JEE, if you take the JEE, you prepare for the JEE, you're pretty much prepared for most of the other entrance exams. It's similar here. If you've prepared for the IM exam, you're more or less prepared for the other regular other institute entrance exams also. We can go to the next. Some more exams for management. So there's the Symbiosis, the Christ University. This is not the CUET, the Delhi University, Central University, but it's the Christ University examination. It's also, the acronym is also the CUET, and then the Manipal test. And the dates and stuff is given here. We'll be sharing the PPT on the group, so you can refer to it later as required. We can go to the next. There are some more management institutes. So FLAME offers a really interesting management program. Shivnadar, OP Jindal, Bennett. Actually, any university almost is offering BBA or BMS programs. Many of them are offering many kinds of, so you can have specializations like supply chain. There are various kinds of specializations available, and various combinations of management programs that are available at these universities. We can go on. We didn't know how many people will be interested in hotel management, so we just did one quick slide of that. We can go to the slide. The top colleges in hotel management. One is the government-run the IHMs. It's called the NCHMCT-JE, conducted by the NTA. There's the Oberoi STEP program, which is actually a very interesting program because it's more of an internship program rather than actually like a academic program. It's very highly regarded. And then the Taj IHM program, which is at Aurangabad, again, all three top notch. They have their own exams. Some of them have interviews, are a very important part of them. So yeah, especially the Oberoi and the Taj, the interviews are a very important part of those. We can go on. The law entrance exams in India. For law, again, of course, the biggest one is the CLAT, which gives the access to all the NLUs. There's the ILET, which gives access basically to NLU Delhi. And then there is LNAT, so Jindal has recently changed this. It used to earlier take the ILET, now it takes the LNAT, the UK LNAT exam. So these are the three biggies in the law section. The exams happen in December, and the NLUs, of course, are pretty rigorous exam. And again, I think if kids are preparing for the NLU, more or less they're prepared for other exams. The only exception being that the IELTS is a little different. And so the LNAT and the IELTS are more aptitude based, not so much general, like logically, not so much of general knowledge and this thing, but more aptitude, more reading, comprehension-based exams. We can go on. The Symbiosis SLAT, Christ's entrance exam, NMIMS has its own entrance exam. There's also the BITS law exam. So again, every institute has its own law entrance exam. Mostly if kids are preparing for one of the biggies, the NLUs, they are usually quite able to, take a go at any of the others. We can move on. There are also some state level law entrance exams. The MED-SET is one of the most popular ones, and they give access to some very interesting law programs in the state of Maharashtra. Of course, there's domicile quota there, so it is a little difficult, but it is quite sought after. And same goes. I mean, a lot of the every state almost has its own entrance exam. For mass media communication entrances in India, I mean, we can move. There is Symbiosis, Xavier's, and Christ University. And again, they have applications are usually only for Symbiosis. It starts early, but otherwise it's in May and June. Christ University has its several rounds. And yeah, so basically the exam, then they have an interview. Almost all of them except Xavier's, which gives a heavy weightage to 12 marks. Again, it is very if we know how the exam is designed, how the entrance is designed, we can use it strategically to guide the child. So if a student has poor marks in class 12 boards, which college may suit the child better? So that kind of stuff can be taken care of if we know the structure of the entrance. These are the other top mass media entrance exams in the country: Jamia Millia, Bennett, Delhi College of Journalism, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, Jindal School of Journalism, Manipal University with Whistling Woods, AFT School of Journalism, Mass Communication, and Jagran Lake University. Each one of them has their own entrance exams. The exams are not very difficult to crack. Some of these do have quotas, especially the Jamia Millia and the Guru Gobind Singh. Design entrances in India. And for design, Ramya, we can go to the next. For design, there is NIFT, there is NID, and USEED. These are the big ones. NIFT, of course, I think almost everybody is very familiar with. They offer two main degrees, the Bachelor of Design, the Bachelor of Fashion Technology. Again, the applications happen December and January. The exams also happen around then. NID, Bachelor of Design, applications have started already, and the exam happens in two parts. First part is in December, and the second part is in March or April. USEED gives the design programs, access to design programs in the 5 IITs. Applications happen October to December. Exam again has two parts and happens in December and January. You can see how the exam, the GAT starts for the general aptitude test, and then wherever there's the DAT, it stands for the design aptitude test. We can move on. There are a lot of institutes that accept the USEED scores. So this is a list of them. So practically almost every good design institute accepts the USEED score. The same, I think, for JEE also, almost all private universities accept the JEE scores if it's good enough. And a lot of private universities also look at the CLAT score if it is good enough. We can move on. These are some of the other top design institutes, and they have their own entrance exams. So there's Symbiosis with its with the C, there's Srishti Manipal Institute of Art and Design, there's the JJ School of Art, which has its own exam. The World University of Design has the design aptitude test. Ganavati University, they both do their own design aptitude tests. There's Arch, there's Pearl Academy, there's ISTI, MIT, that's the MIT in Pune. So that has its own Institute of Design and its own test. Move on. Okay, now to the liberal education entrances in India. I think when we did our last session, for those of you who were here, we discussed the structure of the liberal education program. Though we've put it in non-STEM, Ramya mentioned this, that actually liberal education includes sciences and humanities and social sciences. And depends on what the child wants to major in while they are at the liberal education program. We can go on. For the liberal education programs, here we're talking about the exams, but the entrance is more holistic. So the essays matter. Usually there's an interview process of some kind. Sometimes there's a group discussion. So there are various other things that are taken into consideration. And for many of them, even grade 12th marks will matter. So, and even grade 10th or grade 11th. It's much more holistic. For the application part, of course, Ashoka has its 4 rounds of application. They sometimes go into a 5th round. Flame has several rounds again, with an early option in December. There's Kriya, which has several rounds. All of them design their test a little differently from each other. Largely, the tests are like general aptitude tests. There's logical reasoning, there's some amount of numerical ability, there's some amount of writing, verbal comprehension kind of questions. So, not very domain specific. It's just a very general aptitude kind of a test. And it is used along with academics, which is your school academics report, your profile, like your CV, what activities you've done, your essay that you've done, the test itself, and the personal interview for Ashoka, and almost similar for both the other universities. We can go to I think it's almost to the end, right? Is there anything?
I think this might be our last one.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any more. Yeah.
Okay, so now we can just open it up. Anybody has any questions, anything that they want to know about specifically?